Let's bring in CTV News U.S. political analyst Eric Ham. Good morning, Eric. Nice to see you.
Good morning. It's good to be with you.
So 3 million pages, that is a lot to get through. What are we learning from the documents released?
Yeah, one of the biggest takeaways is the interaction between Epstein and Elon Musk himself. We know that when Elon Musk was first asked about his interactions or acquaintanceship with Jeffrey Epstein, he called him a creep and said he had nothing to do with him and wanted nothing to do with him. But now we see through these documents that he actually did have interest in visiting Epstein Island, this island in the Caribbean, as well as conversations about rewiring and creating electric power for the island, as well as Epstein's New Mexico home. At the time, Elon Musk was running a major solar company. And so we know that there was a lot of back and forth between them. And what's striking about all of this is, once again, we have seen over and over very high profile, powerful men who have continued to say that they had no relationship, no connection to Jeffrey Epstein, but clearly with these millions of files that we continue to see released, they tell a very, very different story. And it's why you continue to see the number of victims continue to push back on the fact that they believe not much is actually being done to actually get to the bottom of what's actually taken place.
So speaking of powerful men mentioned in these files, have we learned more about Trump's connection to Epstein?
Well, President Trump, while we know that there's still so much information in these files, and of course we know that clearly Donald Trump had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. We know that relationship certainly spanned years, and that Donald Trump, while he has continued to say otherwise, the files continue to make clear that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein not only had a very close relationship, but that in many ways these men seem like kindred soulmates.
What do you make of the fact that these will reportedly be the final batch of documents released, despite there being many more that we haven't seen yet?
I think this will only continue to push this ongoing battle, particularly between Congress and the administration over these files and the release of these files. But more importantly, I think what this speaks to is just how crippled the federal government is, particularly the Department of Justice. And more importantly, these cuts that we saw a year ago from DOJ, led by Elon Musk, on the government, it makes clear just how difficult it has become for the federal government to do some of the basic tenets of its mandate and its job. In fact, what we're seeing here is the fact that the Department of Justice was just simply unable to handle all of these documents and the redactions, and of course, many of the release and get them out in time, speaks to just how crippled the government is, and what these cuts have actually meant to the government and its ability to do some of its basic task work.
Okay, we will leave it there. Eric, thank you for walking us through that. That is CTV News U.S. political analyst Eric Ham.